When you think of English football, it's not always the giant 60,000-seater arenas that capture the heart. Sometimes it's the smaller grounds, the ones with history in their bricks and atmosphere in every shout from the terraces. These are the stadiums that ooze character, where the stands are close, the noise is raw, and the charm outweighs the size. Today, we're looking at 20 small UK stadiums with big character. Let's dive right in. 20. Fratton Park. Built back in 1898, this place is pure old-school football. The capacity these days is just under 20,000, but it feels tighter because the stands are so close to the pitch. When Pompey are in full voice, the noise rattles through every corner of the ground. It's the last traditional ground still standing in the top 4 leagues on the south coast. 19. Sincil Bank. First opened in 1895, it holds around 10,700 today. It's one of those grounds where you can feel the generations of fans who have passed through the turnstiles. The stands are a bit mismatched, but that's what gives it personality. On a cold night, when the Imps are pushing for a goal, the noise from the Stacey West stand can rival grounds double its size. 18. Vale Park. Today, it holds about 20,000, though it is rarely filled to the brim. What makes Vale Park stand out isn't just its big terraces, but the way it still feels rooted in another era. You can see the history in its concrete, and when Port Vale fans fill the Bicars stand, it still feels like the big club they once dreamed of being. 17. Valley Parade. Officially called the University of Bradford Stadium these days, most fans just stick with Valley Parade. It opened in 1886 and currently holds about 24,000, making it one of the bigger grounds in League Two. It's known for its steep stands, especially the Cop, which makes the noise carry across the valley setting. Bradford fans are fiercely loyal. 16. Gig Lane. Built in 1885, it was the home of Bury FC until financial collapse forced the club out in 2019. For years it stood silent, a symbol of what was lost in football. But today, Gig Lane is being revived. Local groups and fans have brought it back to life, and it's now home once again to Bury AFC. Capacity sits at around 12,500. 15. Blundell Park. Opened in 1899, it squeezes in around 9,000 fans. It's old, it's creaky, and it feels like the sea air has weathered every bit of it. But that's what gives it charm. Grimsby Town fans are as gritty as they come, and the noise they create in those close-knit stands makes Blundell Park one of the most intimidating away days in League Two. 14. Boundary Park. Built in 1904, it holds about 13,500. Everyone who's ever been there knows about the weather, rain, wind, sometimes even snow mid-game. That exposure has become part of its identity. It might be less polished than many modern grounds, but Boundary Park has hosted top-flight football in its day, and the fans who still show up week in, week out give it a defiant spirit. 13. Sixfield Stadium. Built in 1994, it's modern compared to most on this list. It holds just over 7,700, and its single-tier design makes it feel close and noisy when full. The ground has grown with Northampton Town's ambitions, hosting playoff finals and big cup ties. What makes Sixfield stand out isn't history. It's how it proves a newer ground can still feel personal and atmospheric when the fans are on song. 12. Colchester Community Stadium. With a capacity of around 10,100, it replaced the much-loved Layer Road. At first, fans worried it wouldn't have the same soul, but over time, the new ground has grown into its identity. It's neat and compact, and when Colchester United are pushing for promotion, the noise builds up in those stands. It shows that even all-seater designs can feel intimate with the right crowd behind them. 11. New Meadow. Officially the Montgomery Waters Meadow, it opened in 2007 and holds around 9,800. Like Colchester, it replaced an older home, Gay Meadow, which had one of the most scenic settings in English football by the river. The new Meadow may not have the same picturesque charm, but it's smart, tidy, and has carved out its own atmosphere. 10. The Hive Stadium. Barnet moved into the Hive in 2013, swapping their old Underhill home for this modern, but slightly quirky complex in North London. The stadium sits within a wider training facility, almost hidden away by suburban sprawl and train tracks. With a capacity of around 6,500, it feels compact and neat. One of the quirks here is its split roll. 9. Hayes Lane. Few stadiums in non-league football pack as much atmosphere as Hayes Lane. Bromley's home since 1938, this ground holds just over 5,000 fans today, but it feels like a throwback to another era. Renovations in recent years have brought in a new stand and improved facilities, but the heart of Hayes Lane remains traditional terraces, where the noise is raw and unfiltered. 8. York Road. Step inside York Road, and you're stepping into history. Built in 1871, it's officially recognized as the oldest continuously used football ground in the world. That alone makes it a pilgrimage spot for football romantics. Today, it holds just over 4,000 spectators, a modest number considering its historic importance. York Road's charm lies in its mixture of old and new. 7. Gander Green Lane. Built back in 1912, it has been updated to hold around 5,000 fans, though it feels far more intimate. The charm of Gander Green Lane is the community vibe. This isn't just a stadium. It's a gathering spot for Sutton locals, a place where you'll see families, lifelong supporters, and casual visitors all mingling. The stands are tight to the pitch, the sightline's excellent. 6. Recreation Ground. Few grounds are as picturesque as Aldershot Town's recreation ground, nestled among trees and set within a park-like environment. Built in 1927, the Rec can hold about 7,000 fans, with a mixture of old terraces and seated areas. Its most distinctive feature is the backdrop of greenery. On a sunny afternoon, it almost feels like football in a clearing. 5. The Shea. The Shea is one of the more unusual stadiums in this list. Originally built in 1921, it's a multi-purpose venue that has hosted both football and rugby for decades. Today it holds around 14,000, though capacity is often capped lower. The stadium has steep stands that rise dramatically, creating a natural bowl that amplifies noise. The way they hem in the pitch makes games here feel intense. 4. Meadowbank. Dorking Wanderers are one of the youngest clubs in English football, founded in 1999, and their home ground, Meadowbank, reflects their meteoric rise. The stadium, redeveloped in 2018, is small, holding about 3,000, but it's tidy, colorful, and very local in feel. Unlike older grounds, Meadowbank feels more like a community hub. It has clean lines, bright seating, and facilities designed with fans in mind. 3. Broadhurst Park. Opened in 2015, it was built by the fans of FC United of Manchester, who broke away from Manchester United in protest of the Glazer ownership. With a capacity of around 4,400, Broadhurst Park is modern, but its intimacy sets it apart. The ground is designed for the community, with terraces for standing fans, excellent sightlines, and a layout that keeps supporters close to the action. 2. Moss Lane. Moss Lane, officially called the J. Davidson Stadium, has been Altringham's home since 1910. It holds around 7,000 fans, though only about 1,000 seats. It's a ground that oozes non-league character. Tight terraces, quirky corners, and a pitch that feels like it's right on top of you. Altrincham is one of those clubs with a giant killing pedigree. 1. Crabble Athletic Ground. Finally, we come to one of the most unique stadiums in England. The Crabble Athletic Ground, home to Dover Athletic, is built on a slope, with terracing that rises steeply on one side. Built in 1931, it holds around 5,700 fans and sits in a natural bowl, giving it a quirky but striking setting. There's an almost amphitheater-like quality. And there you have it, 20 stadiums that prove size isn't everything. From the historic magic of York Road to the fan-built pride of Broadhurst Park, these grounds show that English football's heart doesn't just beat in the Premier League. It beats in small terraces, quirky stands, and community-driven clubs all across the country. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please make sure that you like, share, subscribe, and comment. See you in the next one.